People on the beach suddenly saw the seawater retreat hundreds of meters in an instant. Clearly, it was an ominous sign. Sure enough, in the next second, someone spotted a towering tsunami heading toward the city, but they hadn't realized yet that the tsunami carried thousands of zombies. Months earlier, on a small island, a vial of biochemical agent accidentally leaked, causing toxic white mist to spread rapidly. Tens of thousands of employees fled the lab in panic because infection meant turning into a zombie. They swarmed toward helicopters, hoping their boss would help them escape. Unbeknownst to them, the boss had already abandoned ship. He boarded a helicopter, secured a gas mask, and left the chaos below. Clinging to survival, a few employees grabbed onto the landing skids, determined to escape. However, as the helicopter swayed, many lost their grip and plunged to their deaths. The boss, unable to shake off the remaining clingers, opened a case and, disregarding their cries, released the red virus. The infected employees quickly transformed, releasing their grip and falling. This left the boss free to flee, abandoning a zombie-infested island. He assumed the surrounding ocean would trap the creatures, but desperate hunger drove the zombies into the sea. When two fishermen noticed the waves teeming with zombies, they rushed back to warn others, but glancing behind, they saw an unstoppable zombie tide. Terrified, they sped away, but their boat capsized in the rising waters. By then, those on the beach had realized the sea was swarming with the undead. A merciless mist and floodwaters soon engulfed the city. Only later did people understand the true calamity was just starting. Mistaking the zombies for wounded humans, the city leader tried to help, only to become their prey. They attacked relentlessly, consuming everyone on the beach. Within no time, the once bustling shoreline was overrun. Injured individuals transformed into zombies almost instantly. With their numbers constantly growing, every effort to stop them seemed futile. Brother Blade and the sheriff had no choice but to flee the beach. On their way, they picked up a couple, believing the station was safe. At the police station, the group found themselves trapped by the zombies. In desperation, a man shoved his girlfriend into the horde, using her distraction to escape inside. Brother Blade and the sheriff, appalled by his selfish act, reprimanded him, but the man shamelessly argued, "If you don't save yourself, no one else will." Grabbing a pistol from an officer, he demanded access to the armory. An officer tried to intervene but was overpowered. The man shot him without hesitation. When he bent down to retrieve a shotgun, Brother Blade seized the chance, grabbing a nearby brick and striking him unconscious. They tied him to a chair. Meanwhile, the sheriff attempted to radio for backup, but the tsunami had destroyed all communications. With no way to send a signal, Brother Blade brainstormed about using the internet, while the sheriff discreetly shredded a confidential file. Elsewhere, Laxus, bitten earlier by zombies, began to transform at a hospital. Attacking wildly, she caught the attention of Xiao Bei, a curious nurse who ventured too close. Laxus immediately turned to pursue her. Alarmed, Xiao Bei fled, narrowly passing Big Ma, who had just started his shift. Big Ma remained unaware of the situation. Turning a corner, he found Laxus gnawing on one of his colleagues. As Laxus approached him, Big Ma panicked and bolted. Xiao Hei managed to pull her into a room just in time. Back at the police station, Brother Blade uncovered through a computer that an underwater wreck belonged to a pharmaceutical corporation that had gone silent for years. The zombies were likely linked to this discovery. As the undead shattered the glass door, the group realized escape was their only option. Reaching the armory, they seized weapons initially confiscated from gangs, equipping themselves for survival. Without a second glance at the tied-up scoundrel, they used shields to barge through the room and escape. As more zombies advanced, Brother Blade displayed quick thinking. With precision, he fired a Wolf Warrior rocket launcher, obliterating the pack. Before they could savor a moment of triumph, a new wave of colossal zombies surged from the sea. Dense and unnerving, the mass was unstoppable. Recognizing their inability to fight another battle, they turned their focus to loved ones, deciding to head to a shelter for safety. Just as the two people left not long ago, the scumbag seized the chaos to pick up the nearby keys and unlock his hand. Just as he smugly tried to leave, his zombie girlfriend appeared at the door. In the end, evil was repaid with evil, and the scumbag met his demise at his girlfriend's jaws, somewhere else in a warehouse. Knife Brother's blonde-haired daughter was supporting her injured boyfriend. As they fled in panic, zombies relentlessly chasing them. Spotting a man listening to music in a car ahead, the blonde girl frantically signaled for help. Unaware of what was happening, the man invited them into the car, even wanting to flaunt his bravery in front of them. "You're back in your Ivan rock and roll, baby." The result, of course, was a tragic end. The couple ignored the man and shut the car door on their own, leaving the oblivious man to die at the hands of the zombies. The blonde girl tried to start the car, but found it wouldn't move. To provide her a chance to escape, Kun Kun decided to divert the zombies' attention. He crawled under the car and sang a song he'd practiced for 2.5 years. Little Blackie joined the feast. Astoundingly, the zombies were captivated by the enchanting music. The blonde girl seized the opportunity to reunite with Knife Brother the sheriff, who provided cover for her rescue. Kun Kun, however, was tackled by the enthusiastic Little Blackie. Without exaggeration, Kun Kun truly sacrificed himself. In the car, the blonde girl informed the sheriff that her mother, Big Beauty, was still trapped in the hospital. The three then drove quickly to the hospital, only to find its entrance overrun by zombies. The group entered the hospital and locked the zombies out. Strangely, the hallways inside were devoid of zombies. The blonde girl found a phone and attempted to call her mother, Big Beauty, not expecting the noise to draw out the zombies. The sheriff and Knife Brother fought them off. Realizing the overwhelming number, Knife Brother grabbed a nearby high-voltage cable and plunged it into a zombie. Meanwhile, back in the room, as the blonde girl was calling, a zombie broke through the door. She quickly grabbed a machete nearby. The commotion in the corridor also caught the attention of Big Beauty and Little Faye, finally reuniting the family. But the sheriff's daughter, Ah Wan, was missing. The group planned to search for her, unaware that she was also being chased by zombies. Despite her desperate running, she couldn't shake off the horde. At a critical moment, she reached a villa and pleaded for help with all her might. Inside, a man opened the iron gate, grabbing clothes and stepping out to assist while a zombie was tied to the bed. Upon meeting, Ah Huan immediately used his walkie-talkie to contact her sheriff father. Learning Ah Huan's location, the group rushed over, and the sheriff finally reunited with his daughter. Just as he called for support, the tied-up zombie broke free. Hearing the commotion, the sheriff went to the basement, but saw nothing. Suddenly, the zombie pounced from behind, biting his arm. The others, hearing his screams, rushed in to find the zombie now on the first floor. In the nick of time, the homeowner subdued it with an electric baton. Through conversation, they learned the homeowner was a scientist and that the zombie was an experiment subject for his research. The scientist discovered that electric shocks could kill zombies. That reminded Ah Wan of how he used high-voltage power lines at the hospital to kill many zombies. A plan was quickly formed to deal with the threat once and for all. The idea was to lure all the zombies into the sea and eliminate them using high-voltage electricity. With the plan set, the group immediately sprang into action. In a cave, during his final moments, the sheriff revealed everything he knew. It turned out the zombie virus was created by Levo Corporation in developing an anti-aging drug. The sunken ship was their secret laboratory, but when the drug mutated, the company sank the ship to cover their tracks. Just as he finished, a horde of zombies attacked. The sheriff stayed behind to cover the others' escape, dropping a grenade. The remaining members reached the beach, ready to split up. The scientist group headed to destroy the sunken ship, while Awei's family lured the zombies. They threw electric wires into the water and played music from a tricycle. Attracted by the sound, the zombies poured into the water. Once they were all in, Little May pulled the switch. In an instant, all the zombies were annihilated. However, things didn't go so smoothly on the other end. To plant the bomb, the scientist dove underwater, but got devoured immediately. Black Goldie had a quick thought, tying all the bombs to the ship's anchor and throwing it into the sea. Once it sank to the seabed, he decisively detonated the bombs. After a massive explosion, a tsunami surged in, engulfing everything. As the sea calmed, the zombie crisis ended for good. In the end, Awei's family miraculously survived and began living a carefree life. For more interesting recaps like this, make sure to like the video and subscribe.